The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day after the market close. Tom takes your phone calls from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time using the data available at that time.
Let's get to Tom in Pittsburgh. Hey, Tom, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, I want to tell you that listening to you, Steve, and also Larry turned my laptop into a money machine.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing, man. How long have you been listening?
Well, you know what? I lived in Tampa.
Okay.
And I started listening to you back in 2000. That's when I first found you. I've been listening ever since.
That's a beautiful thing. Well, listen, man, we really appreciate you being out there.
And now, here's Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 2 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great night, folks. Let's take a look at one of our 4 agreements. Surrender and let go of the past. Whatever life takes away from you, let it go. When you surrender and let go of the past, you allow yourself to be fully in the moment. Letting go of the past means that you can enjoy the dream that is happening right here, right now. Yesterday's gone. Tomorrow's not here. What are you doing right now? Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow up 143, NASDAQ down 10, S&P's up 9.5, gold contract up $2.70, trading at $1,620 an ounce. Silver up 53 cents at $30.66 an ounce. Platinum flat at $1,524 an ounce. Copper flat at $3.24 a pound. Light sweet crude up $1.35, trading out at $82.56 an ounce. Bonds up 13 ticks at 141.10. Dollar index up 5 ticks at 78.48. Euro up 46 ticks at the 135 level, and the yen is up 19 at 76.80. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world? In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do we have? Okay. S&Ps out here today. You talk about some price spread out here. It was a beautiful thing, folks. 35 points price spread. S&Ps, they open up at about 1175. Open at the highs. Sell off to the lows at 1139. Close out at 1160. Okay, what do we do? We're doing 1.1 billion. Now, 1.1 billion, folks, was going into the 22nd as well as going into the 8th and 9th of August. The 22nd being, of course, the 22nd of September. So what we did here is this. You come down in price, pulled into the bar with what? Dramatically lighter volume. 600 million alone just on the 22nd. What does that say? Boing! Up the other side again. Trader's paradise, folks. Dow Industrials. What do we do in the Dow Industrials? This is what we do. Dow gets to a price point today out here of 11,271. He gets to a low of 10,965. Same type of setup. Bottom line gets into the bar. Way too light a volume. You know, we'll see what it can do at the highs. The NASDAQ Composite. Same setup in the NASDAQ Composite. Now, with the Composite, it's really wild because what the Composite did is this. You talk about a price spread in the Composite, and the NASDAQ Composite and the NDX 100 plus the Russell 2000 was screaming at the open when you had the Dow up over 250, 225 that we're going to go downtown. And then it also had, and then it was also screaming that it was going to reject the lows, and I'll show you why. Now, the NASDAQ Composite, what do we do? You had a high out here today of 25.38. You had a low of 24.33. 100-point price spread in the Composite. 100 points, folks. That's a beautiful thing. Now, what do? We only did 2.2 billion shares. So watch what it did. The 2.2 billion, folks, is going into the 22nd. The 22nd had 2.9 billion. What it's also doing is going into the 8th of August. 8th of August had 4 billion shares. No way, Jose. Now watch. I'll bring up, if you're watching this on Tiger TV, remember, folks, okay, if you are on a computer, if you're on a device, you can go right to TFNN, watch this on Tiger TV. You get the charts with it, the whole ball of wax. If you can't, do it during the daytime. Remember, you can do it at night. Okay, so we'll take a look at we're going to look at the Qs, folks, okay? So what do the Qs do? This is what they do. The Qs today opened at its high, 55.43, sold off all day long. Now, you always remember, right? Fast price destruction, no volume, what happens? You're going topside. So, what do? We're at 55.43. You trade all the way down to 52.97. Now, the 52.97, folks, did not break the low of the 22nd first off. We had 109 million shares versus 151 on the 22nd. But watch this one. This gets better, okay? So when you're gauging how you're coming into something, all you do, folks, bottom line, is that you say, okay, tell me what you're doing. Well, we got the 52.97. Well, where else is 52.97 hitting? Well, what happened, folks, is that 52.97 also came into the August 8th bar. The high of that bar is 53.12. We get into the bar. What does it do? What it does? It rejects the price. And in this particular case, folks, you're talking about a rejection of price, and you're talking about 100 million less. Bottom line, this thing's going to go topside again. We'll see if we can have any juice there. See, the consolidation that we're in, I don't expect you're going to have the top side either. But bottom line, we'll see what it does once it charges all the way up there. Because what we do have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. On the weeklies right now, depending how we go tomorrow, because we did come into this low, you're going to have a nice... It's going to be about the same volume as last week. And you are going to have a low point in there. We'll see whether it can get into this 57.35 tomorrow. Small caps. Let's go into the small caps. Russell 2000. Russell 2000 out here. What does this baby do? And this was screaming also. What you had with the Russell 2000, they opened it high, sucked more money in, brought it all the way down. We got down to a price point of 64.37. That 64.37 was going into the swing point from the 22nd. We did that with 73 million shares versus 159, going into also the lows out here of 207. Bottom line, that also is going to go topside and see what it can do at the higher end of this deal. Now, what you do have is this. The small caps, basically still screaming that they want to break these lows out. And this is the reason being is that the acceleration down on the 22nd is a big heads up, huge heads up. You're building cause to get in there. The confirmation will be how we come into the the largest swing of points tomorrow, the next day, meaning the swing highs. Each time we've got up to the swing highs, the volume dies in the vine. The first time we were up there on the 31st, you had 31st of August, we had 70 million. The second time we had 75 million, and we had 94 million 2 days ago. That 94 million, by the way, though, was going into 110 million and going into 170 million. So you can see you need some big, big numbers to bust it up. But bottom line, that's what we have going on. If we go take a look at some of the high-volume stocks you had out here today, we had GE was up 41 cents. You had Yahoo down 77. Citigroup was up 98. Las Vegas Sands was down 233. Oh, let me show you something, too, folks. If you're wondering why the NASDAQ 100, the NDX, was moving, what had happened is that the Dow was up big. The S&Ps were up pretty big. But the NASDAQ couldn't get moving. The composite couldn't get moving. The NDX couldn't get moving. It was all about Wynn Resorts. Wynn Resorts got hammered out here today. It ended up down $9.50. The stock was down $14.50. Wynn has a large weighting inside the NASDAQ 100. What Wynn did out here, she broke the swing point of 123, broke it with volume. She's going to be right back down there. If we take this back just a little bit, this is problematic in a big way. We're still building costs for a lower price, but we're going to have a lot more volatility in this market. And hey, listen, the cause could be building. We'll see how much more longer it wants to build. But what you do have with Wynn, she broke some major swing points, broke them with volume, and she wants to run to a lot lower price. Dollar index. Let's go to the dollar index. Dollar index is still running the deal out here. What we had with the dollar out here today, she came back She was actually, she's positive now, but she got lower, rejected the lower price. She got down to a price point of 78.25, did it with 25,000 contracts. She's setting that large ABC up. She's setting up the B to C, building some cars. Bonds. We go over to the bond market. We have with bonds out here. And this all sets up for even for a bounce. Bonds look to me that it's going to make its next leg down here. That next leg down, it's not going to be a lot. You know, the first leg down, you came from the 147 to 141. This one here looks like it wants to get into about, 136. Because bonds are the same way. When you come down with a lot lighter volume. And now, we did here today. Yesterday, you got down with 360,000 contracts. Today, you were up with 300,000. That's saying that it's going to try to make its way into this wide bar from the 2nd of September. And you come in with a lighter volume. That's still setting up. Higher price again with the bonds. Huge trading range, though. Beautiful trading range. The trading range is out here, folks, about as good as you get, meaning as large as you get. Let's go take a look at, let's see, what do we got here? Micron, MU. Let's see what they're saying. Micron Technology, that closed at $5.80. It's trading at $5, and it closed at $5.87. It's trading at $5.80. Let's see what she says. Okay, so net sales. The estimate was 2 cents, and they lost 14 cents. That's pretty wild. That's a slight miss. That's just a slight miss. But bottom line, so watch this for a second. This is kind of interesting, actually. So you get a huge miss, and you're only trading down 10 cents. Okay, I like this setup. Okay, let's take a look at this. You get 587 or 587. This is interesting, folks. Okay, so we're looking at Micron Tech. Now, these are the ones that I absolutely love. Huge miss, right? They can't break the stock. And you have a little juice out there at $7. I wouldn't be biting just yet, but tomorrow morning, if this stock is holding that 566 area, that's a nice trade. There's a buck or two in that stock. Pretty amazing, actually. That really is pretty amazing. We had Honeywell was up 73 cents. You had Marvell. Where is she? Marvell was up 29. Boeing was up 45. ExxonMobil up 181. We had Oxy up 36. And don't forget, folks, if you do happen to be, hey, listen, anywhere in the country, come visit us this Saturday. Steve and I, Steve Rhodes, myself, we're doing a free workshop. It's at the Hyatt in Tampa. It's 3.5 hours, and it's not about technical analysis, folks. It's getting yourself set up to be successful, period. We're going to be right back.